What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Season 4 of my LA Kings Franchise Mode series. As you can see, we're actually starting off with a trade offer. Penguins want to give us Tyson Barrie, Hornqvist, and Dumoulin for Lambos and Georgiev. Now, I'm going to say no here just because it's way too much salary. We do have a ton of salary space, but I think we have like 5 guys with elite potential. They're going to need a new contract in the next couple of years, so obviously we need money for them. I am curious. Yeah, Barrie's only an 86 as well, making $7 million. He was the only one I'd actually be interested in, as I asked you guys a couple questions at the end of last episode. Should I trade a Askarov for #1 defenseman? Most of you guys said no, hold on to Askarov. Hopefully, he turns out good for us. I'm also asked if I should send Savoy down to the CHL. You guys said yes. As he's only playing 4th lines at 79, I agree with that. So I'll make that change. Now, you also said, I wanted to trade Askarov for #1 defenseman. You said try and make that happen. So maybe we'll see if Binnington can be worked into a trade. See what's out there. Also, to you guys, if you missed the last episode, the Tampa Bay Lightning were actually the Stanley Cup champions, and we missed the playoffs again. But obviously, it worked out pretty well for us. We got Matthew Savoy in the draft after moving up from 4 to 3. So things are looking up here. If you look at our player trade values here, you can see we have just tons of good players there. Mostly young. I think all these guys are entry level deals except for Forsberg and Hamilton, which is why, like I said, we need to save that cap space because all these guys are going to need new contracts pretty soon. So like I was saying, guys, we're not going to trade Askarov, but I still want to try and get a #1 defenseman. And I saw that Arizona had Ekman Larkin on the block. 5 years remaining at $8 million, 31 years old, 89 overall. Definitely a #1 D-man, even though his role's only top 4 for some reason. Playing him on the top pair, I think, with Dougie Hamilton would be awesome for us. So offering up Binnington, obviously a very, very good backup if he's playing behind Askarov. Also have PK Subban here, kind of for salary reasons, also getting older. If he starts to drop in rating, don't want to lose him for nothing too with 1 year left. And then first round pick 2024. By then, for sure, we should be in the playoffs. So the value's pretty equal. Ekman Larkin's on the block. They want a couple of those things. Let's see what they say. And trade's going through awesome. I was actually going to consider adding a prospect to that, but I thought that looked pretty good, so I think that's an awesome trade for us. Also, guys, in case you didn't notice, I did send Savoy back to junior, so hopefully he has an awesome year and he makes the NHL team next season. So after making that trade for Ekman Larkin, I want to give you guys an updated look at the lines. I've actually switched them up quite a bit. Team stats there you can see is champion. So first line, we actually have Marco Rossi now playing with Turcotte and Forsberg. Also, too, I actually made Forsberg a sniper. Before, he was a two-way forward, but I feel like he's more of a sniper in real life. Now, in this game, somehow his puck skills just grew a ton, like almost 99 everything. So you could say he's even a playmaker, but his shot's actually one of the better for forwards. And obviously, too, we want to get that chemistry. Rossi is a really good playmaker. Hopefully, he grows a ton playing with those two guys. Second line there, you got Raymond playing with Kopitar and Cirelli. I feel like that's a pretty solid second line. We got Kublik on the third line with Velarde and Kupari. Actually getting a +3. Kupari as well, you can see I changed from a two-way forward to a playmaker, which helped with that chemistry boost. And then fourth line here is pretty good. You got Ferk playing with Sundin and Anderson Dolan. Didn't really want Sundin on the fourth line, but just based on chemistry, kind of how it worked out. Also, too, he only put up 30 points last year, so maybe it's like some motivation for him. I do have him on a bunch of special teams, though. Defense here has actually turned out to be pretty good. So Ekman Larkin, Hamilton, obviously our top pair. Want them getting the most minutes. We then have Taves and Hanola on the second pair. Gustin and Bouchard on the third. Now, Gustin and Bouchard should be the second pair, but you guys can see if I do that, we actually only get +1. Why not just, give them all +3? It makes the defense overall a lot better. So hopefully that's the right move. Power play here, you can see the first unit's pretty solid. I didn't even realize, too, Ekman Larkin obviously has a great shot. Bouchard, though, has a cannon. High 80s for accuracy, 91 power there. Dude's shot's just incredible. Even, too, also Kublik, I was looking at this. So he's a power forward. He's got 90 aggressiveness, 90 body check, 92 strength. But he's 6'2" and 176, which you guys don't know. It's pretty lanky, so his stats really don't add up to his size. He should be 200 pounds plus, but kind of just something I noticed there. Also, the 4-man power play here, you can see no chemistry boost, but again, just kind of our better players. PK, we're getting +1s on both. Again, right there, you can see Sundin. 3-man penalty kill again. Sundin getting some ice times. Hopefully, that doesn't hurt his growth or anything. Goaltending here, Askarov starting. 20 years old, already 90 overall. This is his time to shine. Hopefully he can get it done for us. You guys said I gotta trust him. And then Georgiev there, of course, I think is a very good backup. And next, you're looking at the AHL team. We're gonna try and defend our title. Kill Thomas there, first line center. Definitely the best forward on this team. Overall, the team's not as good as it was last season, but I feel like it should still be a playoff team. Defensively there, it's all high 70s. Luke Hughes, what did he grow? 14 overall last season, so if he does that again, he's an 84. Probably not going to happen, but still, should grow a little bit. Wool there starting, Vlada backing him up. I think, still pretty good goalies there in the AHL. Also, too, if you guys are worrying about the captaincy now, Kopitar, of course, still wearing the C. Turcotte decided to finally give an A. I feel like, he's playing first line center for us. He's ready for that leadership role. And then Dougie Hamilton there wearing the other A. Ekman Larkin, of course, was the captain of the Coyotes, but we just got him, so don't really know if it makes much sense to give him a letter already. And right, you guys can see the stats for this team. So we have 92 offense, 89 defense, and 90 goaltending. Hopefully that's enough to finally make the playoffs for the first time. Let's find out. And right here, guys, taking a quick look at the 2023 draft class. I'm pretty sure they're all computer-generated players at this point, except for Connor Bedard, who, of course, we made. 5'9", 17 years old. Because I think in real life he's only like 5'6". Right now he's 14 years old. I was hoping he'd grow a bit more than that, but we'll see just how good he is out of the draft. And a pretty big trade off here from Vegas Golden Knights. Want to give us Marchessault for a first and Anderson Dolan. Thing is, I feel like our forwards are already good enough. And if I'm going to make any trade to improve this team, it'll definitely be at the deadline for a rental, just because we have a ton of cap space right now. Like, we could take on literally $20 million worth of players at the deadline, as long as it's only for this year. As again, I want to save all that money for extensions. And this is a good sign. The Anaheim Ducks just fired their head coach, so one team doing worse than us. We're currently in a wild card spot, 7-7-1. Like, we're a championship team. We probably should be doing a little bit better than that, but hopefully we can turn it around here. Alright, guys, so this isn't good. We went from 7-7-1 to 9-14-2. So we've gone like 2-7 since then. Team stats is champion. I don't know what's going on. I wanted to make the playoffs this year. Kopitar, 19 points, 25 games. Isn't too bad, but second line center, I feel like, you know, it should have been Turcotte or somebody. I'm going to go take a look at his Seahawks stats here, because I'm wondering if it is the goaltending. It doesn't really make much sense. We're getting pretty good chemistry. .886, a 3.31, 6 wins in 20 games. Like, that's just no good. Georgie's really aren't that great either. I mean, I don't really get it right now. Defensively, top pair is awesome. This is essentially an 85 and an 82, and then an 87 and an 85. Like, come on. Alright, guys, so to try and get something going here, I'm going to put Kubalik on the first line with Turcotte and Forsberg. Essentially just our 3 best forwards on that first line. Hopefully they can get something done. So Rossi's now on the third line. He's only got 12 points there playing on the first line. He's got Velarde and Kupari with him, so hopefully they make something happen. And we just got a huge offer from the Ducks. Want to give us Zibanejad and a 6th round pick for our first in 2023, Korolev Ferrero. Thing is, if we wanted Zibanejad, we could have signed him along with Kubalik and Forsberg, but we didn't. There would just been too much. So actually changing the lines up helped a bit. We got 3 wins there, shootout loss. As I say that, back-to-back losses. And a third loss, so never mind. Maybe I jinxed it. Another pretty good offer here. Backlund and Brodin for first in Holland, but again, especially with our negative record, I'm holding on that first, because if it turns out to be first overall and Connor Bedard and I traded it away, I would hate myself. So I think December now with a record of 16, 19, and 3. I think slightly better, but still not at all where we want to be. Hopefully it's kind of like, I think, Colorado last season, where they made it in as the 22nd best team. That can happen for us. Coyotes there, 44 points. We took Ekman Larson from them. We gave them Binnington and Subban. And at the time, I noticed their team stats was rebuilder, and now they're 9 points ahead of us. Like, are you kidding me? So the worst wildcard spot's 42. We're 7 points back. Forsberg there has 34 points in 38 games. I actually want to take a quick look here at Arizona. What did that trade do for them? Yes, they went from rebuilder to hopeful. Jordan Binnington, though, really isn't doing that great for them. He's got 13 wins in 30 games, so he's not really the reason why they're doing so well. Also, too, I totally forgot to show you guys, but Chychrun actually grew to a low franchise potential on their team, which is kind of nuts. I don't know, like, wow, look at that. Savoy's now an 82 in junior. He's definitely making an NHL team next year. Lambeau's 78 will also be making an NHL team next year. So we have tons of good players coming through. I don't know why the current team, though, isn't performing. And I'm looking at the team right now, guys. I don't know what's going on. Turcotte currently has 22 points, 38 games. First line tonight, you'd hope for a bit better. Raymond's got 18 points. Like, he had such a good rookie year, putting up, what was it, 51. I don't know what's happening. He won the Rookie of the Year in the AHL. Like, I'm wondering, do we move somebody? Would that be dumb? I don't know. Instead of making a trade, guys, I decided to switch up the defense a bit. We now have Gustin and Hamilton on the top pair, getting a +3. So Hamilton's playing like a 92, Gustin 87. Ekman Larson and Taves are on the second, Bouchard and Hinola on the bottom. Obviously, Ekman Larson's losing a bit of ice time. I'll make sure he's like first unit for all these special teams. Hopefully, that can give us a bit of a boost. If not, I think before the deadline, like end of January, I gotta make a big trade. And the Sharks just offered us Brent Burns and a 4th round pick for a 2nd and a 3rd. I'm sure his rating's gone way down, and $8 million is way too much for him at this point. He's probably like 35, 37, 82 overall. Yeah, and 82 making $8 million. You'd have to give me like a 1st round pick to take that. And we just got another huge trade out for the Minnesota Wild. Want to give us Matt Doe and Alex Galchenyuk for Luke Hughes, our 1st round pick this year, and a 2nd the year after. That's a bit too much, I think. Also, as you guys can see here at the end of January now, just under 500. So we're playing a little bit better after changing the lines up, but still not good enough. So I feel like I gotta make a trade here. We're currently 5 points back of a playoff spot to the Coyotes after taking their captain, Ekman Larson. Like, that just can't happen. Alright, guys, this is a bit of a strange offer. I'm trying to get PK Subban back on the team because I know he fit the defense really well. 84 overall. I feel like he could play second or third pair. Trading them Tays, so it's only like a 2 overall boost on him. But with Lambos making the team next year, he's making 4.4 for 2 more years. I feel like I want to get rid of his contract anyway for next season. For here, low top 6, not a huge loss getting rid of him. And then a 7th round pick there to hopefully smooth it out. We'll see what the Coyotes say. Trades rejected. Interesting. Let's try doing a 4th rounder there instead of a 7th. And there we go. Trades going through. Again, so we get Subban, who's a bit better. Only 1 year left, so we save some money next year. Also, to make Arizona a bit worse, which is the team we're trying to catch. So, trying to do some 4D chess there. So bringing in Subban in, guys. I got Bouchard and Ekman Larson on the 2nd pair. I think before Ekman Larson and Tays were getting a +1, but Nolan and Subban now get a +3. So, I feel like overall this probably increased the defense. Also, too, I think Subban's probably beyond the PK. And next year, guys, going to make a big trade with the Pittsburgh Penguins to get Evgeny Malkin, who's actually on the block right now, which is kind of surprising. They're a pretty good team. They're 26, 16, and 7. Even though their team status there is rebuilder. And Malkin, at 36 years old, still tearing it up. 31 goals and 23 assists in 49 games. So that's 54 points. Like, that's nuts. He still has good hands, good shot. Looks like only his physical has really gone down, as well as defensively a bit. So, $6.7 million just for the rest of this year. Offering them Kaliev. I think he's still in junior right now. Actually, he's in the AHL, not even playing. So that's a mess up on my part. Maybe it was meant to be that we're trading him. Hewitt there, fringe starter goalie, 7th round pick. Pretty equal value. We'll see what they say. Trades rejected. Okay, I thought that was pretty fair. You know what's funny, guys? I'm looking at the Penguins team right now. They're actually not that bad. Like, they still have Crosby, who's a 95 overall, which is kind of ridiculous. Defensively, they have Letang still along with Barry. The reason they're rebuilding is just because they're goalies. They have 280 overalls there, Anderson and Kakinen, and they're doing better than us at 26 and 16. So, I don't know. Maybe goalies really just don't matter much in the sim. I've got Kaliev and Holland here. Holland is 18 years old, 55 overall, which is pretty low. Medium top 6. It's definitely a bit too much for Malkin. So, I mean, we have so many prospects. I want to get in the playoffs, and we can honestly keep Malkin next year. Maybe a 3rd round pick come back our way. This is probably a little bit too much, but we're getting desperate. Like, we should be a playoff team. We'll see what they say to this. Trades accepted. Okay, probably a bit of an overpayment, but Malkin's over a point per game right now. He's the best player on our team immediately. And so since we picked up Malkin, guys, we're going to have a forward scratched. Anderson Dolan's the worst, but he beyond waivers. So the next worst is Kupari, who can actually go down to the AHL for free. So we're going to do that. He really wasn't doing that great on an NHL team anyways. So hopefully he can go back with Thomas and they can make a run at another Calder Cup. And if you guys are wondering, the reason I made all these trades right now is just so we have more time to try and get into that playoff picture. If we did it at the deadline, we'd like basically lose, 12 games, which hopefully with these additions will be a lot more wins. Holy shit. Look at this trade offer, guys. Dylan Larkin, a 3rd and a 5th from Detroit for Luke Hughes and a 2nd. I mean, you guys know Larkin is my favorite player, like right alongside McDavid. 92 overall right now. 26 years old. Immediately the best player on the team, regardless of position. What is Detroit thinking? They must just be thinking he's not coming back. I can't believe he's all the way up to a 92. Now he's got, 43 points, 51 games, isn't too bad. I mean, all we have to get, we get a 3rd and a 5th, which basically makes up for the 2nd. So it's Luke Hughes for Dylan Larkin. I like Luke Hughes, but he's 19, only 73 overall. We have Carson Lambos, who I think is the same age, and like 80 overall. Yeah, he is, or he's a year older, whatever. We have the cap space to bring back Larkin. I'm saying yes, this is insane. So trades accepted. I just, finished adding the lines, and we gotta do it again. Alright, guys, so I still can't believe Detroit traded us Dylan Larkin. Like, I don't think Luke Hughes will ever get to a 92. Probably his max is like 87, maybe. Also, as you can see here, Larkin fits perfectly on that first line between Kubalik and Forsberg. They in +3. Turcotte's now on the 2nd. Kopitar's on the 3rd. We just have so much depth. The lowest rated forward we have now is Rossi, 82. Everyone else is, mid 80 or higher, which is just ridiculous. Defense, there obviously no changes. The special teams, Larkin's on the 4-man power plays on the power play. I mean, we just got a 92 overall player for really not a lot. If we miss the playoffs, though, I don't even know. Pittsburgh, Zucker in a 5th for Foligno in a 3rd. Not a bad trade. We're 3 wins away from 500. We do have, 2 months-ish here, so we're definitely have to catch up. Hold on to that 1st round pick in case we do miss. I mean, we got to start winning some games. And look at this. Anaheim just sent Cody Ceci back to Ottawa along with Sonny Milano for 2 first-round picks and a prospect. I mean, that's pretty insane return. Also, we actually just won our last 2 games, so hopefully it's a sign of things to come. Toronto here wants to trade us Buffalo in a 3rd and a 4th or Anderson Dolan in a 5th. I'm going to say no to that. Anderson Dolan's actually scratched for us right now because otherwise he'd be on waivers. I think that's better than losing him for free. Edmonton here gets Ekholm for Spence. Strangers in a 3rd, so I did give up quite a bit, but he's an 85 overall D-man. We're now 500 again, so 3 straight wins after getting Larkin. Obviously, too, we added Malkin and Subban on top of that. And speaking of Subban, we traded Taves for him, and Arizona just flipped him to Detroit with a 4th and a 5th for Perlini and Lafferty. Don't really get this trade for Detroit. Taves is 1 overall below Perlini. Lafferty's not bad at 79. They get a 4th and a 5th. I'm not really sure what Irishman's doing over there right now, but I mean, you got to trust him. Again, Vegas offers us Marchessault, and we're actually on a 4-game winning streak now, heading towards the deadline here. So, again, hopefully we can make a run. Vancouver gets Jonas Brodin. Really didn't have to give up too much there. And Chris Kreider's going to Nashville for a 2nd and a 3rd. Don't really get this one. Nashville just traded away Ekholm, and now they're adding Kreider. Wow, another huge trade. Buffalo gets Jonathan Duran along with Lehkonen for 2 first-round picks and a goalie prospect. So Buffalo must be good again. Surprised, I guess, to see Montreal trading Duran. I think this is like the 3rd time Toronto's offered us Bufflin for Anderson Dolan. Every time it's like slightly different, but I keep saying no. So we have 62 points. Corpy Salo's going to Pittsburgh. St. Louis there gets Dumoulin. I did see, like I said, Pittsburgh only had 280 overall goalies. A couple shootout losses back-to-back, so at least we're getting points. Edmonton now adds Manson and Lafferty from Arizona for Ekholm. I thought that was a defenseman. I was like, you just got him, but no, it's a prospect. First and another prospect. So Edmonton's stocking up. They just got Ekholm and Josh Manson, so 2 mid-80 D-men. Chicago there, it's Ryan Strome, so reunites the Strome brothers. Trading Rangers Bodwin and 3 third-round picks. It's quite a bit of third-round picks there. Obviously, too, it's not really good for us if Edmonton's getting better in our division. We're only 3 points behind them, though. We're at 64. Predators at 67 in a wildcard spot, and they're trading away stuff. So we're only 3 points back. We're actually positive now. I'm not sure if we would have been this good after just getting Malkin and Subban, but the addition of Larkin is absolutely unreal. Like I said, best player on the team. So hopefully we can catch the Predators. Same amount of games played, 3 points back. We're at the deadline. I got like a month and a half. Malkin there is still a leading scorer, 67 there in 60 games. Obviously, kind of made all of our trades already. So at this point, really just have to hope the Sims kind to us. The Devils just offered us Severson for Korolev, who's a medium top 6 prospect, a 2nd and a 4th. We could take this. The thing is, like, our defense is already decent enough. I don't really think that's going to be the make or break for us making the playoffs. And if we do miss, I'd rather have some picks still. And look at this, guys. Somehow, some way, we squeak into the playoffs with 87 points. Finished the record there, 39-34-9. Honestly, March for us was just insane. Like, you can see, I think, starting with the Capitals game, we went on a 4-game win streak, had a loss, then another 3-game win streak, so we were winning quite a bit, which helped us out. Coyotes there actually make it in too with 85 points. The Jets and the Predators, we actually passed both of them. As after we caught the Predators, it was then the Jets we had to catch, so luckily we got in. Malkin there, 88 points in 80 games. I'm looking at the East quick here. The Senators actually missed the playoffs after giving up 2 first-round picks for Duran, so hopefully for their sake it's not Connor Bedard first overall. Capitals there, 116, okay. So we'll see how everyone did. I'm just glad, we finally are in this playoff picture. Malkin, 83 overall. I mean, I'm not sure how he's growing down in rating while putting up that many points. That's the one thing that doesn't make sense to me. He'll probably, bounce back in the summer. Forsberg there actually finished with 78, so he really turned it on. He was never, leading scorer for us, but I think playing with Larkin, I'm sure, helped out. Larkin there at 67, actually plus 18. Kubalik, 57, same with Hamilton. Ekman Larson there. Kopitar, 51, so he slowed down. Turcotte, 50. Not too bad. Raymond 44, Rossi 38. Okay, so definitely, this team started coming together, I think, after we made a couple trades. Askarov here finished with a .905, so he actually did get over a .9 save percentage, which is nice. Goals against still a bit high there at 2.9. Georgiev for a backup, not doing too bad. I would hope for a little bit better from him. AHL here, so Bray actually leading score 55, Hunt there 52, Thomas 51. I was curious to see how Kupari did, and there you go. He's got 26 points in 26 games, 80 overall, so maybe he's meant to be, in the AHL for one more season, as like I said, just wasn't really doing much in the NHL. AHL goalies there, Starter and Wolves, pretty decent stats, I think. I'll take a look next year to see who led the entire NHL in scoring. I don't think Malkin will be anywhere close to the 88 points. Sagan 106, Kane 104, Kaprizov 103. He starts at an 80, which people said wasn't fair, but this dude grows like nuts, especially since that first year. He wasn't actually in the NHL in real life. Strome 102. That must have been why they traded for his brother. He's doing so well. They're like, you know what? We'll just get your bro on the team. Kucherov and Stan were both good years. Taylor Hall there had 96 points on Minnesota. Matt Sundin for us did not do anywhere near that good. Still a 90 overall. I feel like that's one trade I'll probably regret, especially since we also gave them that elite potential prospect. I just thought Sundin was going to be a lot better than he actually is. Take a look at defensemen here. Carlson, 93. That's just nuts. Heiskanen, Quinn Hughes, Klingberg, Carlson. Okay, so for the most part, most of the guys you expect. Brancham, 62. Next, we'll take a look at the entire league just to get an idea of the standings. So Washington there are your President's Trophy winners. Pittsburgh, again, team stats was rebuilder. They finished with 104 points, so clearly team stats is not everything. Detroit made the playoffs, 93 points, 82 games. They did better than us after trading away Larkin. That is super surprising. I mean, obviously, wish them nothing but the best. Hopefully, Luke Hughes turns into a #1 stud defenseman for them, but I can't believe they trade away Larkin. And Edmonton there, 18th, us 19th, Arizona 20. So, yeah, the Pacific Division sucked. You had 4 Eastern teams all do better than us. At least, though, we weren't like the worst team that got in the playoffs. That was Arizona. And so the worst team in the league this year, Columbus, actually, 65 points. Still not a terrible worst team. We've obviously seen a lot worse. So we'll get started with the playoffs now. Again, I'm excited to actually be in the playoffs the first time here. I think we have a pretty good team, and once you're in, regular season does not matter. AHL here, again, we win our division, so hopefully, they can make another run at it and try and repeat. So the first round of the playoffs, guys, I'm against the Chicago Blackhawks. They got DeBrincat playing with Strome and Kane on the first line. Kane's now 93. Strome, of course, put up like 100-something points. They got Sherry there on the second line with Taves and Nylander. I actually noticed Nylander's potential grew from low elite to medium elite, so basically wasted my time switching that potential. They had Taves on the block as well, 1 year left. Thought about trading for him, but value was a bit too high. Doc here too, he went from high top 6 to medium elite, so all their players seem to be growing. They got Ryan Strome on that fourth line there, Anthony Duclair, played for us for a bit obviously. Larson there with Bachus, who's now an 88. Keith's a 76 at 39 years old. Jeez. 1 year left, probably going to retire. Goaltending, they got Riddick and Hutchinson. So on paper, our team is so much better, but in terms of like how they actually performed, their team obviously did better than us, as we were a wild card team and they won the Central Division. So, I mean, hopefully we can make something happen here. I think for the first 2 rounds, we'll just sim game by game. They're not as important rounds. Conference final and Stanley Cup final will do period by period. So, first 2 games here against Chicago Blackhawks in Chicago. 3-1 win. Come on, and a 5-1 win. Like I was saying, once you're in the playoffs, the regular season no longer matters. So we actually have sweet potential here heading back to LA. And look at that, a 7-2 win in the 3rd game. Come on. And a 4-3 OT win. So we just swept Chicago as the wildcard team. You'll love to see that. Before I show you guys the team we're playing in the second round, I was looking at the Ducks roster here, and it's honestly not that bad at all. Like, they finished last in the Western Conference. I don't get it. Like, they have a pretty good team here. Like, really no weak spots in forward, all 80+. Defensively, not too bad either. I noticed in goal, obviously, Gibson's great. They got Nicholas Dawes here backing him up. What a steal, I think. 22 years old, already 84 overall. 3rd round pick in 2020. So when a team that good is finishing last in the West, you know it's going to start getting pretty competitive. So right here, guys, this is the team we're playing in the second round, of course. Minnesota. We got Nedeljkovic as their starting goaltender now. Only 82 overall, so Ascarov's a lot better at 90. Calvin Pickard there backing him up. Obviously, though, they got Taylor Hall on the team after we traded him for Sundin. So they have a first line forward. We have a 4th line forward from that trade. Plus, they got a prospect. Was it Vorobayev? I think it was. Oh my gosh. Our second round pick in 2020. You can see, looking at his stats, he's still slow as shit. He's got less than 80 speed, but good hands. 95 defensive awareness is ridiculous. 93 offensive awareness, so he's just a really smart player. Good shot, but he's super slow. Definitely a strange player, though, for sure. I think, Sundin's also an 83, so we kind of gave him Taylor Hall for free. Again, not a great trade. Kaprizov on that first line with him, Miguel Chenyuk. Again, they have all 80s on forward. They're looking good defensively. Spurgeon Dumba. 77 Ryan Suter at 38 years old. That is rough. He's still got 3 years left on that contract, $7.5 million. Oh wait, did I not see Parise? So I think Parise is either in the AHL or they traded him, because I don't remember seeing him retire. But still, looking back at this trade, was it like 2 years later? It does not look very good for us. They get a first and a 3rd line forward, and we have a 4th line forward. Like I said, Sundin, same range as Vorobayev, but he's actually got some speed to him. Definitely should turn out to be a better player. One good thing, though, I noticed Askarov there in the 4 games played great. .944 save percentage, 1.69 goals against. So he's actually playing really well in these playoffs. Hopefully he can keep that going here. So we'll see what we can do against Minnesota. Maybe we get that sweep. I think that would make up for the Hall trade. You guys might have saw there, Malkin, 8 points in 4 games. So he's averaging 2 a game in the playoffs right now, which is great. I think that 95 points is a huge factor. So here we go. Minnesota. First 2 games are in Mini. 4-0 shutout win. Then we lose there 4-3. Next 2 games here. Come on. 5-4 OT loss. 8-2 win. So the boys answered back huge. You know what? These next 3 are going to do period by period, because I want to see who's scoring for them. You know, is it Taylor Hall? Who's scoring for us? Maybe Sundin will come up big. Come on. So 2 goals, Turcotte Rossi. We get another one from there from Kopitar. And 5-1, Rossi again, Kubalik, Kaprizov for them. Okay. So again, Sundin, looking at that, he's got to turn into a 90 for us. I guess, you know, playing on the 4th line probably not going to happen, so we definitely need to give him some more ice time next year, get him in that top 9. Really just no space for him right now, but alright, we're up 3-1 now, 2 huge back-to-back wins. Just have to win one of the next 2. We're on to the conference final. And 2-1 there, Taylor Hall, of course, as I mentioned, a Malkin, Larkin for us, 2 new additions. Second period there, Turcotte, Bouchard, Fiala for them. And wow, Kunin, Vorobayev, of course, another one of our former players. We're going to OT, we need a hero. And there we go, who is it? Matt Sundin! Yes, yes! All the guys part of that trade, he heard me, complaining. I gave up too much for him. He's like, you know what? Let me seal the deal here against Minnesota and end this series. I love that. Also, guys, I just checked on the AHL team quick. As you can see, they actually swept the Stockton Heat in the first round of the playoffs. Then they beat the San Jose Barracuda there in 5. And now they're playing the Rockford Ice Hogs, already up a game on them. And in the conference final, we're up against the Canucks. Accidentally simmed the first game, which we won 3-2 in OT. So, good sign. We're 9-2 so far in the playoffs. I'm loving that. Forsberg there, 18 points through 11 games. I'll take a quick look here at the Canucks lines next. The Canucks have a very solid top 6. They got JT Miller, Peterson, and Podkolzin, Besser, Horvat, and Janssen. Besser has not been traded yet by Jim Benning. Calvert, Gaudette, Virtanen, Wood, Perreault, Roussel, not too bad. Quinn Hughes already knows a stud, 91. They made that trade for Bodine. Nevera's on that team now too. Demko's a starter, 87 overall. So, I mean, they have a good team, but I definitely like ours better, and we've been playing really well in the playoffs, so I mean, just hopefully we can keep this up. So here you go, guys. Second game against the Canucks in Vancouver. And it's 1-1. Gustafson for us, Gaudette for them. I don't know if you guys saw that Nick Merckx clip. He was calling him Gaudetti. Thought that was pretty good. Horvat, Janssen, Kubelik. So we're down by 1. And they actually get one more there from JT Miller. So series tied 1 apiece. Game number 3 now, heading home to LA. And we're down by 1. Peterson for them. Wow, not good. Horvat and Miller. So down 3 here heading into the third. Not a good game. 5-1 loss. Hopefully we can bounce back in number 4. This is a huge game. We need to win it to tie the series. We lose. Not looking good, down 3-1. There we go. 1-1. Larkin, Besser. And there we go. Larkin again. Ekman Larson, Sundin. We're up 4-1. And they tried to come back. Luckily, Hamilton gets that insurance goal. So, big 5-3 to win there. Tied up the series. Heading to Vancouver now for Game 5. Here you go. First period. Down 1. Gaudette. I want to call him Gaudetti just because of Nick Merckx. Second period. Wood. Okay. Come on, boys. We're getting outshot by basically double. And we get 1 from Malkin. That's not enough. Lose 3-1. So, playoff hopes are on the line now. Down 3-2 in the series. Have to win these next 2 games. Luckily, we are going home here for game number 6. But we went 1-1 last time we were home. So, come on. Let's play like we did in game 4. Here we go. First period. 1-1 for Gaudette. Gaudette's scoring a ton. Like, what the heck? Peterson, Turcotte. Come on. Period's tied. Let's tie the series. Are you kidding me? Janssen there with the game winner. 3-2 loss. Lose the series 4-2. I mean, we were just hoping to make the playoffs at one point during the season. So the fact that we made it almost to Game 7 of the Western Conference Final, I feel it's something to be proud of for sure. We'll check the AHL team here. So against the Rockford Ice Hogs, they actually lost up 2-0 in the series, and they lost 4 straight. It's kind of heartbreaking. And the playoffs just ended, guys. The Washington Capitals are Stanley Cup champions, so that's 2 for Ovechkin now. Calder Cup champions go to Marlies again. At least they didn't beat us this time, so I'll take a look at the awards. Draft lottery. I'm curious to see who gets the Connor Bedard sweepstakes. Are you kidding me? Boston jumps from 10-1. See, like, that's just dumb. We need a new draft lottery. Like, it's just not fair those teams actually at the bottom, even in a fake, fantasy franchise, whatever you want to call this. I still don't think it's fair. We'll take a look here and see how our players did in the playoff scoring. I feel like with bringing Larkin back, we're definitely going to have to move somebody, especially since I felt like the team underperformed this year until we made those trades in January. Forsberg, though, we're bringing him back. Like, he played great, 20 and 16. Malkin there, yeah, look at that. So he went down to an 83 for some reason at the end of the season, but then he jumped right back to an 88 because he did have a great year. I feel like you got to bring him back, too. Like, his shot's just too good. Larkin was over a point per game. Kopitar still playing well, honestly. Kubelik, not too bad. Like, who didn't perform? I guess everyone kind of did as you'd expect. Sundin only had 4 points. Again, we got to give him some more ice time, though. I think that's the big thing with him. I feel like he does have, 90 overall potential, just looking at his stats there. Frick can probably get rid of. He's 4th line. Yeah, he's down to 81 now. Velarde is up to an 84. I don't know. Definitely some question marks on this team. And I want to see Ascaroff's playoff stats here. So 10-5, .914, 2.6. Definitely played a lot better in the playoffs than the regular season. So hopefully we can kind of keep that up for us. So Washington Capitals here obviously played the Vancouver Canucks, beat them in 5. Detroit, they beat in the conference final. They beat in 5 as well. I can't believe Detroit made it there after trading Larkin. They beat the Sabres in 5, swept the Penguins in the second round. All right, so Looking at the awards next year, already know all the team awards. Washington cleaned up. Forgot they won the President's Trophy this year as well. Sagan, Art, Ross. Hart, though, goes to Kane. Carlson gets to James Norris. Third time in 4 years. Are you kidding me? Kane, Lady Bang back-to-back. Stutzle there gets the Calder. I mean, the dude was like, what, 85 in the AHL? Like, come on. Obviously, he's going to win the Calder. Ovechkin there, Conn Smythe. Carter Hart at the Vezina. I just realized, actually, Stutzle kind of stole the Calder from Shane Wright. Of course, was on the Islanders. Carter Hart there gets the Vezina. Samsonov, though, gets Leon Jennings. Zaboral, Bill Masterton. Roenick, the Detroit coach, gets Jack Adams. I think that makes a lot of sense. Penguins coach could have got it as well. They were a rebuilder team. Larkin, though, gets the Selke. That's awesome. So it comes to our team. Wins the Selke. Love to see that. Kane there, Ted Lindsay, and then Sagan also got the Maurice Richard. I actually forgot to check that, and it looks like him and Patty Kane actually were a tie. And looking at the AHL here, Toronto Marlies, second Calder Cup in 3 years. I think we did win our division. And yeah, our AHL team here won our division for the 3rd straight year, which is good to see. Unfortunately, just, had a bad bounce there in the playoffs. So looking at the players, no idea who that is. Most points, though. He also got MVP. Most goals, don't know who that is. Are probably like computer-generated players with elite potential that went in the top 10. Tallulah there, best D-man. Ottinger, best goalie. Dell, MVP of the playoffs, the Marlies. Moran, best sportsmanship. Mason there, community involvement. Ottinger also had low goals again. So some players we recognized, some we did not. We'll get on to the draft now. We still have our first round pick, so hopefully we can, find a stud. And taking a quick look at the draft class here, guys, you can see Connor Bedard still ranked number 1, even though for some reason our scouts haven't seen him, as I guess he's in the rest of the world. He's Canadian, but he didn't get put on a junior team, and unfortunately, if you have a created player, you're not allowed to put them on a junior team. It's a weird little thing. You got a bunch of elite potential guys there. This guy might even be elite as well. Let's actually check and see if we already know about a guy who's going to go late. Defenseman there, 13. For elite, that's pretty good value. Maybe we can make a move up from like our 25th pick or whatever it is. Take a quick look here and see if there's any gems too. 4 gems, low elite 166, I like that. Spitfire there at 43. I think we still have a second rounder we could get him with. This guy at 62, 72, so hopefully he needs to get a couple of them. And looking at retired players here, Patty Marleau finally calls it quits after 1,858 games. 43 years old. I'm pretty sure that beats the games played record. Let me take a quick look. And yeah, I figured it had to, as right now in real life, Marleau's only 40 back of Gordie Howe, who has the lead at 1767. In this game, he plays 3 more seasons. He beats him by like almost 100 games, which is pretty nuts. Spezza there, I feel bad for him. You kidding me? 1 point shy of 1,000, 999. Like, you just got to get one more game in there. Parise did retire, so I'm not sure where he was in the Wild. Maybe he was scratched or something. 79 overall. Brent Burns calls it quits. Duncan Keith, we kind of called that one. Miku Koivu there. Alex Steen. These guys are having pretty long careers, though. All going to like about 40. Justin Brown there, unfortunately, doesn't retire as a member of the LA Kings. We traded him away, but we had to do it. James Neal actually returns to Nashville there. Their AHL team, I guess. Char on the Capitals. Buffalo near the Leafs ended up trading to Florida. Bobby Ryan, Filppula. So pretty big names. Mike Green calls it quits. Milan Lucic. Tyler Bozak there. Again, a lot of guys, I wouldn't say they're in their prime right now, but they're still like decent players. And only 4 years down the road, they're calling it quits. Goaltenders here. Finally have a big name goaltender retiring. Henrik Lundqvist, 1,001 games played. So he knows how to do it. He made sure to just get over that 1,000 game mark. Pecorine as well. Ryan Miller, Craig Anderson, Jimmy Howard, Halak, Elliott, Talbot, Hutton. Again, a lot of pretty big names retiring this year. And look at this, guys. The Boston Bruins have their pick on the block. This pretty much always happens whenever a team jumps up a ton in the draft lottery, which isn't really realistic just because you're a contending team. If you get first overall and get a generational player, doesn't mean you're going to want to trade it, but we'll take advantage of this. We'll see if we can get this pick. The trade value there almost at the max. I have an idea, though. Matt Sundin. We said how we weren't utilizing him enough. Maybe we can turn him into Connor Bedard here. Again, he only had 25 points for us this year. Yes, he was playing 4th line, but I feel like if he gets us Bedard, I mean, we can just find a guy who more suits the 4th line than him. Also, we have Savoy coming up as an 84. He'll be making an NHL team for sure. And I think I'd feel a lot better about trading Taylor Hall, an elite potential prospect, for Connor Bedard than I would this Matt Sundin guy. I feel like it wasn't meant to be. We only have 24 seconds left. I'm doing it. I don't care. Trade accepted, alright. Bedard's not going to be as good right now, but he should turn out to be better. He's got high elite potential, and he should be pretty high rated out of the draft. And, okay, 78 out of the draft. It's tough to do ratings for a 14-year-old. I mean, like a 60 at 14, so I thought he'd be a low 80, but still I'm happy with that. He'll definitely turn out to be better than Sundin is. Also, guys, I want to give you a look at Connor Bedard's stats. No surprise, he's got max trade value, 78 overall, high elite. I think Savoy was a 79 high elite, and he grew to an 84. So Bedard, because he's Canadian but didn't go to a junior team, I should actually be able to put him in the AHL immediately. And if we play him on the first line, I feel like he could definitely grow a ton. Now, for some reason, they had him playing in France. I don't know what was going on. I made sure his birthplace was Canada, but again, just didn't let you put him on a junior team. You can see his stats here, pretty solid, like hands all 82, a good shot for an 18-year-old. Defensive stats actually aren't that bad. Good discipline, offensive awareness. Honestly, the physical is not that bad either. Pretty good skater. I think he's going to turn out to be a very, very good player. We actually have 4 players there, all max trade value. I mean, so many guys here. You can see Lambos, Turcotte, Raymond, Rossi, Forsberg, all pretty much at the max. Askarov actually dropped 1 to an 89, but still has a good amount of value there. Now, I sent to our next pick, and as you can see, the Calgary Flames took this Valenchenko guy, 84 overall, medium elite at number 2. So he's 6 higher than Bedard, but only medium elite, so Bedard should turn out to be a better player. We'll see. Poirier there, 81 medium elite. Cross, 82 medium elite. Wow, so they're all low 80 medium elite players. Like, pretty good draft there. A bunch of medium top 6. This Gregor guy we knew about, medium elite 64, but after we went up to number 1, just couldn't, you know, make that trade happen. What I'm actually thinking now, I'm going to hold on to my first round pick. I was thinking about trying to trade back or something, but I'm just going to hold on to it and actually take that gem who's supposed to go, like, second round some point. I think, what is he ranked? 64? Or actually, we're picking 28. 64, that's like almost an early third. Or sorry, this is the guy I wanted to tank. Vegetti here, Spitfire, ranked 43, yeah. I don't think that we're taking him too early here. He's a gem. And medium top 6, 62 overall. I think he could turn out to be like a really good third liner. And next pick here, guys, is in the 3rd round. I should be able to get actually another one of the gems. I did the math, like looking at our picks, and I think we'll miss out on one of them. Wow. Never mind. Other teams must have known about the gems. I guess I won't risk it here. I'll go Pohar. And 50 overall low elite. It's not too bad. So next pick here, guys, is in the 4th round. You know what I just realized? I feel so bad for Leafs fans. They probably hate me for trading Matt Sundin to the Boston Bruins. I just realized kind of what I did. I do apologize for that. Some 50-50 medium elites. Could even be like medium top 6s. I think we're going to take chances. And yeah, 51 medium top 6 in the 4th round is very good value. And next year, guys, I'm offering the Golden Knights a 4th and a 6th next year for 2 5ths this year. As I want to try and take chances on those 2 other medium elite guys. And trades rejected, woefully insufficient. I mean, I don't see how it is. Okay, you're just moving up around now. Come on. There you go. So the other guy was a medium top 6. I know it's a risk. Like, doesn't guarantee the other ones will be too, but I think we at least have a decent shot. I just got this pick. I'm not trading it. So both should still be available. I know there's a goalie there too. I feel like the goalie will probably be the last one I take, as we already have so many good goalies. Actually, there's only 2 left. The goalie got taken. All right, so I'll take this one, ranked 161. So there are some teams, like, you know, reaching on the draft board if they think they know a good player. That was a risk. Medium bottom 6. The good thing is, like, you only gave up, like, what, a 4th and a 5th, not the end of the world. Hopefully the other guy here can make up for it. I see the Blues actually just got a low elite guy. So we're definitely reaching a bit here, but other teams, ooh, guaranteed low elites. We're going to risk it. We're going to risk it. We're going to take Mason here. Hopefully he's decent rated. And 61. So yeah, it's actually just better than the Blues guy that they just got. So the other guy is supposed to be available around the time we picked, 214. If he's not, wasn't meant to be. It'd be a great pick, even if he's just like medium top 9. He's still there, Wilson, 234. Come on, steal the draft, 7th round. Medium bottom 6. All right, what, 4th last pick of the draft? Not terrible. And before we get to re-sign phase, guys, our NHL head coach, NHL goalie coach contracts are up. The goalie coach isn't as good as I thought. B teaching, C- coach influence. The AHL goalie coach has A+ teaching and a C- coach influence. So could even promote him, honestly, to the NHL goalie coach. And then you guys are saying to get a new NHL head coach. So I'm fine with that. We'll try and find somebody new. So we're at the re-sign phase here, guys. As you can see at the bottom there, we have around 30 million in cap space again. But this time we actually have a ton of guys to re-sign, whereas last year we had like almost nobody. So Larkin, best player on the team. I don't want to give up Blue Qs for 2 months of Larkin. We got to get him signed here. Worst case, I think we could probably just win him in UFA. 91 overall center, he wants 10.2 for 8 years. I mean, that's not really that bad, to be honest, based on how good he is. 8 years till he's 34. 7, 6. Okay, we're still good. We only need him for 6 more years as well. So let's do 6 years. We're going to have to overpay, though. So yeah, we're probably going to have to let him go to UFA because he doesn't want the extension, which is the dumb thing. I mean, might as well just go for it. I'll offer him what he's asking for 6 years. If he says no, we'll make sure we get him in UFA. So after that, Malkin. This is going to be a tough contract. Higher rated, but he's 36. $8 million for 2 years. He could drop at any point. That one's tough. Turcotte, obviously, we're going to re-sign. 8.7 for 6 years. He didn't really do anything this year. He had 50 points, which is okay. We do have a ton of money next year if we were to do a 1-year contract, because Kopitar comes off the books, or at least he gets way cheaper, 10.5. Same with Kubalik, same with Forsberg. And I kind of want to see what Turcotte can really do. So I'm going to give him a 1-year deal here and kind of make him prove it to me. As last season, I really expected a lot more from him than we got. Thinking 1 year here at $6 mil. Velarde here needs a new contract as well, 23.84, 2.2 for 1 year. 2 years, 3 years. Oh wow, so let's do 3 years. 2.3. I think we put him third line center. That could be a really good contract. Cirelli here also needs a new contract. Potential unfortunately went down from high top 6 to medium top 6, but I think we got him from Tampa for like a second rounder. We kind of stole him. 2 years there, 3.95. I feel like that's not too bad at all, to be honest. Let's do 2 years, 3.75. Probably says yes. Also just noticed Gustafson's contract comes off the books next year, so yeah, we're gonna have a ton of money, which is good because we have a bunch of guys who needs extensions. Subban wants to come back. I think it depends on the price. 2 years, 4.6. I feel like I can just let him go to UFA, see what else is out there. He's 34, he's getting up there in age. Bouchard definitely want to bring back. Like I said, he's got that cannon. 4.4 though for 3 years. I don't know. He's got to start growing. He's only an 82. Let's do 4.2 there for 3 years. Basically, he's getting paid like Taze's money. Ferg here as well is down to an 81. Probably going to trade him. Kupari could be like a fourth liner for us. 1 year, 1.5. Enola, 22.79. For some reason, is just not growing. But $1 million to be a bomb pair guy next 2 years, I think is a pretty decent offer. And Connor Bedard, of course, we have to give a contract to be in the AHL for us. Anderson Dolan as well. 1 year, 750K, either AHL or NHL. And looking at our defense here, I feel like it's set for next year. We got Ekman Larson, Hamilton, Gustafson, Bouchard, Lambos getting called up, and then Hinola probably on the bottom pair. Also, too, Burnfoot and Clegg, one of the two of them could make a jump into the NHL, in which case we honestly might trade Gustafson, although he does fit the team really well. So, I mean, I don't know who we trade in that case, but yeah, definitely didn't need to keep Subban. Goaltenders here, Georgiev actually needs a new contract as the backup. That's a 83 overall, 750K. Bro, I'll give you 850K. That's a steal of a deal for 83 backup. Thank you. And then Wool here also needs a new contract. I felt like he was a very good AHL starter. We'll keep it short for the AHL because you never know what's going to happen with the goalies. 1 year, 750K. Velada, good AHL backup. We'll do the same thing. 1 year, 750K. Also, someone was saying I can just advance the date on the contract screen. I knew about that. For whatever reason, I just never did it. But if that's what you guys prefer, I can do that. So let's see what happens here. So Larkin rejected our contract renewal. Wants to test free agency, which is what I figured would happen. That's fine. We're going to have enough money. We should be able to outbid anybody else. Velarde wants a bit more money. We can make that happen. I feel like we're close. Turcotte accepted our 1 year deal again. Hopefully he proves it to us. Georgie accepted his deal. We gave him an extra 100K. That was just unfair. 83 overall backup, 850K. Cirelli we have to give a bit more money to. Okay, Bouchard's coming back. Anderson Dolan will have to qualify. He wants to go to free agency. AHL goalie there accepted. Kupari's coming back. Same with Wool. Bedard, of course. Hinola. So after all that, we still have $20.5 million in cap space. Larkin's going to take out about 10.5, which leaves us $10 million. Malkin wants 8. I think Velarde wanted like, oh yeah, I don't even know if we can bring back Malkin. Or we can probably get him, but we'd have to wait till free agency to first trade a couple guys. So I think for now, unfortunately, we have to let him go. We gave up a couple things for him, but I mean, we had a pretty good playoff run, so I would say it's not the end of the world. Velarde wants 2.2 for 1 year now. Let's do exactly what he wants. 2.3 for 2. I think that's fine. And then Cirelli, let's do 3.85 for 2. He should say yes. There we go. Velarde's coming back. Same with Cirelli. So I think we're keeping everybody except for Malkin and Subban, the two like older guys that we knew were rentals. Larkin, we got 60 million in cap space still. We can outbid anybody for him unless like, I don't know, Matthews or somebody's there. Maybe we'll go that way. But for whatever reason, it's just easier to resign in UFA than it is right now, which isn't the way it should be, but unfortunately it is the way it is. So I'm just going to check here, make sure there's nobody else that needs signed. So yeah, I just have a bunch of RFAs to qualify, and other than that, we can get to free agency. And look at this, guys. David Pastrnak is a free agent. That's what I was talking about. Not Matthews, but pretty close, along with Dylan Larkin. They both want 10.5. Honestly, I want to bring Larkin back. We could sign Pastrnak too. Honestly, there's a way we can make that happen. Ryan O'Reilly's there as well. 32, though. He's a bit older. Durand, so Ottawa gave up 2 first-round picks for a rental. Yikes. Tarasenko's a bit cheaper. He's 31. He's a bit older. Malkin, again, 36 years old, 88 overall. I just noticed potential is down to top 9. His contract's definitely risky. Ghost to spare 8.3 for an 86 is expensive. Claude Giroux's available. 35, 88. Still has the top 6. Timu Meyer there is a UFA. Jonathan Taze. Wow. So some pretty big-name players this offseason. Goaltending-wise, Tristan Jarry. Okay, so really no one there for goalies, but The skaters are just insane. And looking at 2A players here, guys, there's some RFAs. Troy Terry I'd really like to get. He usually grows a lot better than this, so maybe we give him a chance. We'll offer him like the max without having to go up picks. So 1 year, one way. It's probably like 1.4 at this point, around there. No picks required. Obviously, 2 is on the Ducks, so we can take a player from our rival that'd help out. Forwards back Carlson there, 26.79. Get him for free. I feel like just play on the top line, the AHL. Obviously, want to try and keep that AHL team playing well. Also, too, I noticed there's a defenseman. Oh, right there, Coughlin, 25.77, medium top 4. Only a couple years left, but no reason this guy can't grow into like a bottom pair D-man for us. 2 years, so until he's done growing, I'll offer him the max, and hopefully that works out. So here, guys, we're trying to trade Ferk back to the Red Wings for a 3rd and 6th round pick. I think the value's a bit on their side, so they're probably going to say no. Well, trade's accepted. Okay, never mind. So I figured they gave us Larkin. I could do them a favor and, send Ferk home. Obviously, 81 overall, making 3.7, playing on our 4th line. I'd rather just have that cap space. And next year, guys, trying to make a big trade to Columbus Blue Jackets, clear up more salary space. Offering them Kubelik here, who's actually gone down in rating now in 86, making 8.7 for 1 more year. Trying to get their 1st and 2nd round pick next year. Hopefully, one of those is like an elite potential prospect. They rebuild their team. Kubelik will make them better, but I still feel like they should miss the playoffs. See what they say to this. And trades rejected. Honestly, we could just do like the 1st rounder, and it'll probably be a really good player. And like Kubelik, again, we're gonna hopefully replace him with Pastrnak. See what they say to this one. Trade still rejected. Okay, so what I'm gonna do instead, I'm gonna take the 2nd round pick back. It's on the block, and I saw they had a really good prospect. Martikainen here, 18, already 77 with medium top 6. Like that's an insane rating for his age. So if we do that, the value's still on our side by quite a bit. See what the Blue Jackets say now. Trade's accepted. Honestly, that might be better than the 1st and the 2nd, so I love that deal for us. So after those 2 trades, guys, we now have 27 million in cap space. I already told you what we're doing. We're going after the 2 big fish, Pastrnak and Larkin. Our defense is fine. Our goaltending's fine. Like, we might as well go for it this year. There's like 4 guys that are... I think there's at least 4, maybe 5 guys on our team that have 1 year left on their rookie deals. So, like, this is our year to win it. Larkin, 6 years, 10.4. 91 overall. Let's do 6 years, 10.75. I want to make sure Larkin's on our team. And then Pastrnak, I mean, he's just as good. 7 years till he's 34. We only have 6 years left anyway, so might as well just do 7. Pastrnak, do the same thing, honestly. 10.75 for 7 years. We bring both those guys in. That's just insane. So Troy Terry accepted our offer as of now, but Ducks probably match. This Coughlin defenseman accepted. I think that's a really good signing. Forwards back Carlson for the AHL team. And Vander Kane, Jarmelson, obviously we're not taking on any money. We want, hopefully, that to go towards Larkin, Pastrnak. Come on. Calgary gets a 1st and a 2nd there for Lindholm. Pretty big trade from Philly. And, are you kidding me? Pastrnak went with the Sharks. Didn't offer him enough money. We offered him like an extra $300K. Larkin with Philly. Wow. I was so pumped to have Dylan Larkin. We gave up Luke Hughes for him. Tarasenko's still there, though. Okay, so like when I saw Pastrnak didn't resign, I was okay with that because I figured we'll just get Tarasenko. But then when Larkin didn't resign, that crushed me. Malkin's there. Thing is, Giroux's cheaper, and he has top 6 potential still, while Malkin's is top 9. So I guess our kind of second option here is Claude Giroux and Tarasenko. Alright, so I was so pumped to have Larkin and Pastrnak, but I gotta go check what those guys paid, because we gave them exact years they wanted, and we have to, like, what, an extra $500,000? Could have done more money, but usually no team even can afford to offer what they want. So Tarasenko, do $9 million here, 3 years, so he's 34, or I guess it could be 31, 32, 33. That's probably okay. Let's do that. No other team's interested right now. Claude Giroux, 2 years. I like that a bit better. He's already 35. Honestly, Giroux I might even want for 1 year. Especially since Savoy will hopefully be like a high 80 after this season. Bedard could be like a mid 80. Let's do like 8.5 for 1 year for Giroux. Are you kidding me? Look at this, guys. The Flyers got Larkin for an extra 10 grand, offering him 10.76 for 1 year. We offered him 10.75 for like 6. Why would you not take an extra $50 million? That makes no sense to me at all. I definitely could have given him like 11 for 1 year. Maybe that's a strategy. I guess I should have done that. Honestly, though, that's so unrealistic. I feel like Larkin definitely takes 10 grand less a year for an extra 5 years. And then Pastrnak, alright, at least they gave him over 11 million, and they gave him a good amount of years there too. But the Larkin signing, like, that's just a joke. Not only does the money not make sense, he would definitely want to stay with the team that traded for him and had a good playoff run with, but whatever. Troy Terry was matched by the Ducks. We need like some good news here. Come on, Tarasenko, Giroux. We're waiting. There we go, Claude Giroux. So either he'll be first, second line center with Turcotte and Tarasenko as well. So I mean, bring a couple of veterans in. We have a young team. Maybe that's for the best. Like I said, when I saw Pasternak didn't sign with us, I knew Tarasenko could be his replacement, but the Larkin one, that hurts. And it's kind of funny, guys. The Flames signed PK Subban, and they're now trying to trade him to us for a first and a second, which would make no sense, obviously. And the Rangers just offer sheeted Anderson Dolan for $830K. I think that's like the easiest match of my life. And Brandon Saad's going back to the Blue Jackets along with a third-round pick in exchange for Nick Leddy in a third. And look at this. The Nashville Predators are trying to trade us Ryan Ellis and John Merrill for Connor Bedard, first overall pick, and they have the gall to ask for another first rounder, obviously saying no. We're at the start of next season now, guys. Here's the new coach I hired, Bear Heward. Really good teaching there at A-. Coach influence isn't the greatest, but we have a ton of young players, so I really like that teaching. Also, you can see his team fit there, 70%, which is pretty good. Max on Dougie Hamilton, Gustafson, Bouchard. It's actually a lot of defensemen. Hired a new assistant coach as well, this Potvin guy. He's pretty much just an all-around coach. You can see pretty much all B's except for power play C. I feel like assistant coach is kind of what you want. The AHL goalie coach I did actually promote to the NHL goalie coach spot, so I'll show you the lines here. Team stats obviously is still champion. I'm pretty, optimistic about this next year. We got Forsberg there playing on the first line with Giroux and Raymond. Second line's getting a +3. They got Savoy with Turcotte and Tarasenko. Should be a nasty second line. Savoy actually changed to a right winger. He's only got 75 faceoffs. Insane hands, pretty solid shot. So hoping for big things from him for his rookie year. Fourth line there, you got Rossi, Cirelli, and Velarde. So I feel like that's a pretty nasty third line. And then fourth line here, we got Forsberg Karlsson, who actually grew to an 80. I signed him to be an AHL player. His potential is now high top 9. I think that also went up from a medium. Kopitar there, fourth line center, making $10.5 million, but only one more year. And then either he's going to retire, maybe we'll bring him back for like a couple mil. Also Kupari there on that fourth line. Defense, chemistry looks great. Ekman Larsson, Hamilton, both getting +1s. I think Hamilton went down by 1, but still they're going to be playing like 89s. Bouchard and Lambos playing like 85s, both getting +3. And then Gus and Nola also getting a +3. And Nola's actually up to an 80 now. Lambos too, I was looking at his stats. Very strange. Puck skills are terrible, but he's got 93 shot block, 95 stick check. 92 for aggressiveness, body check, strength. Got powerful shot. So hopefully he turns into a good defenseman for us. Goaltending wise, Askarov there, 89. Georgiev, 83, backing him up. So I think the team, overall looking pretty good. AHL team here. Obviously, Connor Bedard, like I was saying, first line center. I'm hoping for just a huge year from him. His role is a fourth line forward, but he's playing first line AHL and tearing it up. Should be fine. Anderson Dolan on his left wing. This Martikanen guy we got from Columbus playing on the right wing, so hopefully they can do well. You can see the rest of the lines there, all getting +1. I think everyone, too, is like a 74+ for forwards. Defense there. That Clegg and Coughlin there getting +1. I mean, you see that they're all 76+. Goaltending, Wool 79, Vlada 76. So I think they have a really good chance at the Calder Cup again. And honestly, like our NHL team, I think, could win the Stanley Cup. Looking at it, there's really no holes at all on this team. I'll take a quick look at the ratings here before we end this episode. Compare ourselves to the Canucks here. It is the preseason, so their stats aren't going to be accurate at all. But 96 offense is pretty nuts. 90 defense, 89 goaltending. So I think we should be back in the playoffs again. Hopefully, making a big run. Obviously, the year after this, Connor Bedard is going to be an NHL team. Maybe take over for Giroux. I don't know. But lots of good young players. Like I said, I wanted to build a dynasty. I feel like we definitely have that core there. And now, of course, it's just up to them to get it done. And like I said, guys, that's it for this episode. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, leave a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do that. And as always, guys, thanks so much for watching. Have a nice day. Goodbye.